When launching a new program, getting the rollout correct is crucial, but how can you ensure that success? I'm Mike Loder. Tech Edge starts now. Hello again, it's good to be with you. Of course, welcome back to Tech Edge, presented by the team at AvePoint, where each episode we delve into the latest industry trends for business IT and their significance in today's ever-changing landscape. Now, in this episode, we're empowering you with the tools for a seamless AI adoption journey. And joining me to help us with all of that is Kate Faaland, the Senior Vice President of Data and AI Programs at AvePoint. It's good to have you with me. Why was it so important for AvePoint to have its own data and AI program? Take us through it.
Sure. Well, thanks so much for having me. So as AI kind of took off, last year, we really said we're going to invest in this technology and we're going to grow with this technology. So some key things that, were good for centralizing the program was centralizing expertise, right? Being able to bring in data scientists, machine learning analysts, those types of things. Also, a key to any department in any organization is really getting strategic alignment, right? So having, AI be a part of our fundamental threads of AvePoint and really saying, okay, we're going to align with the business objectives that we really have at AvePoint. An innovation hub is really key as well. So with that expertise that we have, we can really innovate and kind of drive new products, new technology, all sorts of new things. And probably almost most importantly, especially with AvePoint's message on, driving AI readiness with our customers, is understanding the technology ourselves, right? We shouldn't be out there talking to our customers about a technology that we're not familiar with, and keeping us competitive with all the other technology vendors that are out there. So really, at the end of the day, being at the forefront of this awesome technology that's changing the world.
Okay, so Kate, it sounds like you guys are very much on top of your game here. What were some of the biggest internal challenges, though, with implementing Copilot? Surely there were some hurdles or teething pains, if you will.
Of course, yes. And us and most other organizations out there are going through some of the same ones. So one of the things that AvePoint is really helping our customers with a lot that we actually went through, so it is a real pain that exists out in the world, is getting our data ready for Copilot and Gen AI in general. So really making sure that we had the right guardrails in place, that we had the right permissions in place, that our data was clean so that Copilot can be used effectively. Really was quite a process that we actually had to go through. Of course, we use a lot of our own tools to do that, but it's a process that any organization prior to adopting AI is going to have to go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, putting the right guardrails in place, getting the right folks involved in the pilot was pretty key. So, we didn't want to skew our pilot and we didn't want to give certain people different access when they really weren't ready for it or weren't willing to participate. Yeah. New technologies are hard and they always will be. So it's a process for sure.
Absolutely. So what learnings does AvePoint have from rolling out Copilot for their workforce? Take us through some of the lessons you guys learned.
Yeah, so one of the key things that I'll say about Copilot for sure, and I'd also say probably applies to most Gen AI technologies, is it is a new technology, but it doesn't take the traditional training path that some other technologies do. With Gen AI, there really is a personalization to it, and how does it work for you? So change management becomes a lot more important than your traditional training. And change management is different for most different roles. A salesperson and an engineer might have very different adoption curves, and we really had to adjust to different roles and different people kind of going on their own journey and learning in different ways through this technology.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's personal. How I use Gen AI or Copilot and how somebody else uses it is very different. So there's an adoption level that needs to happen, and there's also a personal journey that you need to go on with this technology that, again, is different than traditional technologies.
Absolutely. Kate, what are some of your top tips for organizations when it comes to implementing Copilot and taking into account some of the things we've talked about today?
Sure. One of the first things is building a solid data foundation. Having data in a good place. Your AI tools, Copilot in particular, is only as good as the data you put in. So getting that foundation there is key. And that starts long before you even turn it on. So very, very important. And, our journey wouldn't have been successful without that fundamental foundation. Also kind of gaining strategic buy-in from leadership. So this is not necessarily a ground up, only effort. It has to kind of be a part of the organization and have buy-in from both the ground up and your users, but also leadership, because it is a fundamental change in kind of how you do work on a day-to-day basis. So getting that buy-in, having a good understanding of expectations is really key. And also champions are really big. So I would say that building out departmental champions, user champions is really key. Again, kind of a grassroots thing because it is so personal. So finding those folks and then having them work kind of organically within the organization is really key to success.
I think some really great points in today's program, and I want to thank you, Kate, for joining us on it and bringing it all to the limelight. Appreciate your time.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
And of course, thank you to all of you for tuning in. Hopefully you've learned something. Don't go anywhere. More Ticker coming up right now.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.